Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by saying this discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's the magic ingredient that turns dreams into reality and potential into power. Now, I wasn't born with discipline. In fact, for a long time, I was a professional drifter. Plenty of ambition, but no direction. Then one day I heard a phrase that changed everything. For things to change, you have to change. And folks, let me tell you, nothing changes until you do. And the first change you've got to make is learning self-discipline. The pain of discipline waves. The pain of regret. There are two kinds of pain in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. You see, discipline is doing what you know you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. Get up early. Go to work. Read the book, hit the gym, save the dollar, make the call. You don't have to do extraordinary things. You just have to do ordinary things, extraordinarily well, consistently. Habits are the compound interest of self-discipline. Here's something I learned today. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Failure, just a few errors in judgment repeated every day. That's the secret formula, and it's no secret. What you do daily, my friends, becomes your destiny. And discipline is the key that unlocks that door. Every disciplined effort has multiple rewards. Not just money, not status, but self-respect, peace of mind, confidence. The farmer's secret. Now imagine a farmer. He wakes up at sunrise. He tills the land, sows the seed, waters the soil. Not just once, but every day. Why? Because he knows the harvest is coming. Not today. Not tomorrow, but it's coming. Self-discipline is the farmer's mindset. You don't plant today and harvest tomorrow. You plant. You water. You believe. The clock is ticking, my friend. Time waits for no one. The question is not, will you face challenges? You will. The question is, will you be disciplined enough to rise above them? The greatest gift you can give yourself is the habit of discipline. Because once you've mastered yourself, there's very little in this world you cannot master. Final thoughts, let me leave you with this. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. And don't wish for more time. Make better use of the time you have. Discipline is the foundation of greatness. It's not a punishment. It's a passport to freedom, to wealth, to success. So start today. Start small, but start. Discipline your thoughts. Discipline your habits. Discipline your life. And in due time, the harvest will come. Thank you, and God bless. This hook immediately catches attention because it's short, profound, and relatable. Everyone understands pain, emotional, physical, or psychological. But Jim Rohn reframes pain as a choice between two types: the temporary sting of self-control or the long-term suffering of missed opportunity. Imagine you want to get in shape. Waking up at 5 a.m. to exercise, skipping the donuts, pushing through fatigue. That's discipline. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it's fleeting. You finish your workout and you feel stronger. Now contrast that with skipping the gym, eating poorly, and saying, "I'll start tomorrow." Days turn to months. Years pass. Health declines. Confidence drops. And then you look in the mirror one day and ask, where did I go wrong? That's regret. That weighs tons. Discipline is the small price you pay today for a much bigger reward tomorrow. Regret is the giant debt you carry later for the small pleasures you chased today. This hook sets up the speech by planting the seed of personal responsibility. You're not a victim of fate. You're the product of choices. Every disciplined act is like putting a coin in a jar. Over time, it compounds into wealth, health, and freedom. Regret, however, is like borrowing against your future for comfort now. So when you're faced with the decision to act or procrastinate, remember, one path may feel hard, but the other will eventually feel heavier. Choose the pain that makes you stronger. This hook is powerful because it demystifies success. Most people think success requires genius, luck, or extraordinary talent. But Jim Rohn had a different belief. Success is the result of simple disciplines repeated daily. Think about brushing your teeth. One brush won't do much. But twice a day, every day, have to ignore. That's the discipline that keeps your teeth for life. The same applies to reading 10 pages of a good book, saving a small percentage of your income, or practicing gratitude each morning. They're simple, but they compound. Jim Rohn often warned, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. That's the trap. Success hides behind boring, repetitive, daily effort. And discipline is the engine that keeps it going. The world is full of talented people who never went anywhere because they didn't have discipline. Talent opens the door. Discipline walks through it and keeps walking when it's boring, when it's hard, when no one's watching. When you internalize this hook, you stop looking for magic formulas. You stop waiting for inspiration. You start asking, what small thing can I do today and every day after that moves me closer to my goals? Suddenly, success becomes achievable because it's no longer a mountain. It's a staircase, one step at a time. And discipline is what keeps your feet moving. This hook confronts the most dangerous mindset in personal growthing, the victim mentality. It stops the listener in their tracks and reclaims personal power. We all want life to be easier. Less bills, fewer challenges, more time, more money. But Jim Rohn challenges that thinking. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. This isn't harsh. It's liberating. Because if the problem is the world, you're powerless. But if the solution is you, then you have the tools. Discipline becomes the tool for change. The minute you say, I can grow, I can change and improve, you take back control. Take a person with a mountain of debt. They can blame the economy, their job, their education, or they can say, what do I need to learn? What habits must I break? What discipline must I develop? Suddenly, the focus shifts from external to internal. This mindset isn't about ignoring challenges. It's about meeting them with a stronger, sharper version of yourself. And how do you become stronger and sharper? By discipline. Discipline makes you better, more focused, more capable. You read more. You listen more. You wake up earlier. You take action faster. And as you get better, life doesn't need to be easier because now you're equipped to handle it. This hook doesn't just inspire. It transforms perspectives. It takes the listener from passive to active, from hoping to working, from wishing to doing. And that's the real magic of self-discipline. It turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. So my friends, let me ask you, what will your future look like? Will it be built on discipline or on delay? Remember this, the future is not something you step into. It's something you create. And you create it with every decision, every habit, every act of discipline you practice today. Discipline is not a punishment. It's a path. It's the quiet work done in the early morning, the sacrifice no one sees, the commitment you keep when no one is watching. It's not flashy. It's not easy, but it works. You don't have to be perfect, just disciplined. You don't have to climb the whole mountain today. Just take the next step, day by day, brick by brick, habit by habit. And before you know it, you'll have built a life most people only dream of. So I leave you with this simple truth. Discipline is the foundation of all success. If you master that, you can master anything. The time is now. Small, stay consistent, and don't just live. Lead your life with purpose, with passion, and above all, with discipline. Thank you. God bless you. Keep going.